Professor Ramana, thank you so much for joining us in the inaugural of three-day APAC Global Education and Skill Conclave. Uh, that is Professor B. Venkata Ramana, Vice Chairman, Telangana State Council of Higher Education, who will be delivering a special address on kind of work being done by the Telangana State Council of Higher Education. Over to you, Professor Ramana.
A very good afternoon, and I'm sorry that I could not log on immediately because of a meeting which got overlapped. First of all, my congratulations to the APAC Third Global Education and Skill Conclave for having thought about organizing such a very useful conclave. I wish I could have seen, like earlier conclaves, a physical presence, uh, but because of the issues concerned with the pandemic, I think, the hybrid model, I hope, will be, which is a reality now. In fact, if you recall, one of the first states to embrace technology during the very tough days of the pandemic was Telangana. And as you know, Telangana is now the technology capital of the country, and not only the country, it's the startup capital of the world, so to speak. So first of all, I think it's very timely. This conclave is very timely because both the themes which we have been talking about is hybrid the learning and of course the skill which we are talking about assume a lot of importance. Having said that, I have seen that many states, of course, have been in the forefront, but I can relate what we have done in the state of Telangana because of the foresight and the vision which the Honorable Chief Minister and our Honorable IT Minister had shown us during the tough times we had. The first objective was to reach the students and provide the learning continuously without an interruption and ensure that the last mile connectivity is there in whatever we do. It was very difficult in the beginning because we had to take baby steps and then we had to experiment. Sometimes this would not go very well because the profile of the students, profile of the teachers, and the usability of technology was not of a high range. So it had to be done in a very quick mode, and we took that challenge. So first thing we started doing is a segment-wise approach towards creating, understanding, and implementing this hybrid ways of teaching learning methodologies. So we had began with we started off with the sensitization to all the stakeholders in the higher education system to use technology as much as possible, to embrace technology, to see that the best practices come into the state. So we immediately launched our initiative of the hybrid model, and then from the administrator's perspective, what could be the issues, from the student perspective, and different processes involved in the academic activities. For example, how would be the examination, how would be the evaluation, how would be the information which can be given, what would happen if there is a gaps in connectivity, which we always have, so on and so forth. But having gotten a very strong foothold and since we have a lot of technology partners in Hyderabad and a lot of technology companies, our access to technology was very quick. Notwithstanding the fact that globally many majors were dealing with this, but the team in the IT department ensured that we have a successful rollout, and we started working on very new kind of methods and platforms. In fact, since we have a leader in our IT minister, Sri Venkata Ramana, a globally acclaimed technology leader, we could easily garner the support of industry, and the government itself started functioning. The e-governance took up in a very massive way, and all our meetings were held. And slowly this percolated down to the universities, to the higher education institutions, and accordingly we saw that the academic year is not wasted and fully in line with what the plans we had drawn. Now I'll come to the second part of our activity which we had done. We started building up the infrastructure, the internet connectivity through the agencies. There is something called T-Works, which is working on new age technologies. We also have the TSAT, which is talking about Telangana satellite through which we have beamed the lessons, which recorded video lessons. And within the campuses, we have encouraged and we have ensured that the bandwidth is ensured through multiple meetings with the different suppliers. We also had incentives given to the institutions to set up the digital campuses. And of course, we also started the training of these important functionaries to spread the message that this is going to stay and your classrooms and your infrastructure should be in place to meet the challenges of the modern teaching, learning technologies. I would also like to say that we are very fortunate that the students and the active receivers in the whole process quickly adapted to this change. For example, there was a stage when everybody said that we cannot do away with the classroom and we have to probably suspend the teaching learning methodology, but we took it up as a challenge. We conducted the examinations in multiple modes, and many times, just for a few aberrations here and there, we have been successful. All our entrance examinations to the postgraduate programs and the professional programs were held online. The evaluation was done online, of course, like any other competitive exam. And finally, the student teaching, the student inputs were given. I would like to lastly say about, because I know it's the paucity of time, the skill part of it. We have a very efficient organization called Telangana Academy of Skills and Knowledge, which we tap into the college students. We provide them multiple skill trainings, and we also cater to the requirements of the industry. For example, there is an aerospace company in Hyderabad which requires a specialized training. The TSAT, the Telangana Academy of Skills and Knowledge prepares the students or the receivers of this knowledge and then sends them to industry. So overall, what I can say from this brief presentation and brief experience we have is that it's a known fact that the hybrid learning model is going to be a reality and is already a reality, but it needs a lot of um, learnings. It needs a lot of mid-course corrections, so to speak. There are probably some of them who are missing out of this because of many factors. But I think conclaves like this will enable us to learn from the best practices, each one. I'm seeing my colleague from Andhra government of Andhra Pradesh, an equally very, uh, aggressive stand they had taken in both the Telugu states, I must say. We have been able to advance our knowledge dissemination. As you know, in both the Telugu states, the maximum knowledge generation is done, and parents insist that students go to the best of universities. And in the years to come, I think we'll collaborate and we'll see that how we can learn from each other. With these, I think I will thank Mr. Soumit Goswami, co-founder, and of course the other panelists for giving me a patient hearing. I wish I could go on, but there would be occasions probably when we would meet up. And I would also encourage the organizers to bring in a small, of course, in the digital form. Again, as we say, we are all old timers, so we like a book to be seen, if not the thing, but we will see probably a coffee table book on the learnings from the hybrid learning model, which can be sent to all the universities. And I assure that we can also co-host a conference sometime next year in Hyderabad, hopefully, if all the participants wish to. And I hope that will be in physical mode and, of course, mixed model. But welcome to Hyderabad, and I think I have made my points. And I hope if you have any clarifications or suggestions, you could always mail us at the address which I would be leaving with Ms. Shivani Babar. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Professor B. Venkata Ramana, Vice Chairman, Telangana State Council of Higher Education, for joining us today. And as you rightly said, Telangana is one of the leading states when it comes to technology adaptation. And as you have said, that just to inform you that we will be making an event report out of this conference and will be circulating with stakeholders so that some actions can be taken over out of this discussion, so to move in the right direction. And as you have invited us, we're all ready to come and host a conference with you that we can discuss later as well. Thank you so much.